My late father has been the ghost haunting I and my family all along. How could he do this to me? Journey with me as I unravel the dark mysteries in my home. Welcome to the Energumen, Episode 15.
A doctor and two nurses stepped forward with a stretcher as they tried lifting her onto the stretcher. She was becoming cold and her skin was already turning pale. I held her hands and squeezed it as she responded by rubbing her big finger on the back of my palm, and I heaved a sigh of relief. I followed them as they got to the counter and stopped like they forgot something. "Please, sir, where's your police report?" One of the nurses asked me while outstretching her hands. I was shocked and asked her, "What do you need it for?" "Cases of such requires a doctor's report before proceeding with treatment," she answered, and I was shocked. Now, bear in mind that the nearest police station should at least take me 40 minutes to drive to the destination and approximately 80 minutes to and fro on a high speed. My sister doesn't die if I should step out to go get what you want. Then, sire, there's nothing we could do about this. We really need the police report. That's the hospital's standards for patients brought in under this condition. She replied me. I nearly ran mad with rage. I took a quick look at my sister, and she was really turning more pale. I had to beg if it's possible, cry. This ain't a point to act like a man. I'm desperate and frustrated. I had to bring myself together and spoke softly to her. "This is my sister. My only sister, for Christ's sake. I can't lose her. Not in this situation. Please. I believe something can be done about this." I concluded, looking into her eyes and breathing so fast, almost like I'm bouncing on her if she says no to me. I was loosing it, but still trying to pull myself together. She looked at the other nurse as the doctor had moved inside the ward. Then she talked to me in a very low tone, almost like a whisper. "The police report will cost you $20,000. That's all I can do for you, sir. Look at your sister." She poked her finger at her breast. "That's so provoking. How dare she?" But at this moment, I was desperate. "Look at your sister. She has lost so much blood and is losing time. Do something, sir." Without saying anything, she brought forward the POS machine and gave to me without wasting much time. I carefully slipped my debit card in, and $20K is gone just like that. I slipped out my debit card, and she brought forth another POS machine from the counter. "Sir, kindly make your initial deposit now to commence treatment. Just $10,000. She added. Tears were already building up in my soul. They are actually bullying me because I'm desperate. No wonder people choose to stay home and stick to self and local treatment than visiting the hospital. So unprofessional nurses and criminals posing as nurses. I didn't say a word as I inserted my card. She pressed 10,000 and the machine displays insufficient funds. My head was already swelling up right now. The world is collapsing on my head. I quickly ran out to my car and opened it. I stuck my hand in and searched for my other debit card. Then it flashed in my memory. I gave it to Romeo to go get fuel the other night. I said, "The world is collapsing on me." Look in the front view mirror. They're staring at me as my father. I got struck with anger, not fear. I stared down at him with hatred in my belly. I wish I could grab him by the neck and strangle him. Then with a shivering voice, I asked him, "Father, why are you doing this to me? Why me? Why me? Why me?" I shouted at him. The sweat from my forehead tricked down my eyebrows, and I shuddered to prevent it from entering my eyes. I opened it, and he was gone. I looked back to the back seat and didn't see him. With a swift, I closed the door and ran back to the nurses. They're there pressing phone and telling stories. My blood boiled. I couldn't hold it anymore, but for the last time, just at the verge of outburst, I slowed down and talked to them. "Please, I'm not with my phone to make transfers. It's at home. and my other card is left at home as well. Please, take my sister to the ward and attend to her. I will drive back here and make deposits." I calmly said to them. The other nurse dropped her phone and spoke rudely to me. "Please, sir, this is not the hospital's policy. We can't commence treatment till you make your deposit, without wasting time, without holding back, just like Thanos." I snapped out of my calmness and landed a very clean slap on her cheeks. She fell backward as the other nurse tried to approach me. I gave a mighty push which sent her flying and hitting her head hard on the wall. I didn't care. They need to be taught a lesson. If my sister dies, I'm making sure you're dying with her, I yelled. The commotion have drawn in some people to us, including other nurses and the doctor. "What's happening here? What the hell is going on here?" he yelled. And I would prepare myself from giving a blow. "Why is this patient still here?" he queried. One of the new nurses rushed forward and drove my sister to the ward. She was standing at distance, taking the temperature of a patient during those ordeals. She must have seen and understood what happened, because I know for sure that's not the first time such is happening. "Look, doctor, these nurses are thieves. They left my sister here to die because they were more interested in taking $20,000 for a police report. And even after making the payment, they refused treatment to my sister because I haven't made an initial deposit of $10,000. What?" The doctor shouted. "That's ridiculous. That's not how we operate, sir," he told me. And he signaled to the nurses to go wait for him in the office. He rushed off to the ward where my sister was taken to, and I followed him to make sure she is receiving attention. He curved into the ward, and when I was about going in with him, I felt something call my name, and I looked back and saw no one coming my direction. I turned and faced the door to enter, and there, standing in front of me, was my father. He looked up his eye, followed his gaze to the number written on the hospital bed. Room 24, the exact same room he died, in this same hospital. I looked at him with anger. Surely he's orchestrating these whole occurrences. Without saying a word, I rushed at him, and he disappeared into the thin air. I staggered and nearly fell, and then watched ahead of me as the nurses and the doctor encircled my sister. I turned around and ran off to the car and sped off. It took me forever to get to the church, with my bloodied shirt and torn face from Romeo's scratch. I looked like someone coming out of a horror movie. The secretary saw me and was dumbfounded. She just stares at me and called out slightly, "Hello, Mr. Jude." I leaned forward to her and said, "Please, where's the pastor? My son is in danger." She looked at me with fear and said, "Sorry, Mr. Jude. He just left a few minutes ago to a prayer meeting." I looked deep into her eyes, and she was saying the truth. I leaned back and strolled off defeated, entered my car, and sat there just staring. A soft wind blew, and I looked at the front view mirror. He was there, sitting at the back of my car with a grin. He said to me, "You will join us too."